Everybody, it's Patricia and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a different kind of video. Today I wanted to go over with you my makeup rehab. This is something I've never done this before, and I've watched some videos. People have been doing this, and I kind of listened to what other people were doing. I'm like, okay, I like that idea, but I don't like this, so I kind of made it my own. So there's a lot of makeup rehab videos out there. I've watched several, so I don't really remember who all I have watched. But I decided to do this. And if you guys have a YouTube channel, maybe you would like to do this too. Or you just want to take control of your spending on makeup, which is basically what this is. This is strictly a makeup rehab. It's not skincare and it's not hair care. It's for makeup only, and it's a type of low buy. It's a type of low buy. So what I'm going to do is see how close I can get. I don't want to say how close I get to a no buy, because I am already got in my head some things I need to pick up. So it's just the least amount I buy. This is not dollar amount, this is items. So anyway, let's get started. What this means, I'm going to allow myself points. I wasn't going to do the point thing, and then I thought, you know, I kind of like the point thing. I kind of like goals and things to work towards. So I'm going to give myself only 5 points to start with. 5. Each point equals an item, but not an eyeshadow palette. So a point can be an eyeliner. I'm thinking of an eyeliner brush, that's 0.2. A new blush, that's a point. So each item equals a point, except for eyeshadow palettes. So there we go. Every makeup empty I have will get me a point, and I do not do a lot of makeup empties. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm doing this for 6 months. This is a 6-month only project for me. So get back to the empties. I rarely use up a makeup product, so this should be interesting. But when I do use up a makeup product, that counts as 1 point. Now, what I'm thinking is when I use up a product, a makeup product, I can either repurchase the same product, something in that category. If I don't, say I use up a setting spray, I can either buy a new setting spray, or if I have several, I could buy a mascara. Something like that. So every makeup empty equals 1 point. Not a skincare, not a hair care. I go through skincare, hair care. That goes quickly. Makeup does not. This is strictly a makeup rehab. Okay. Once I get 5 points, say I use up some makeup products, and I decide not to spend that point right away, and I just bank it. I bank my points. So once I get to 5 points, I can purchase myself a new eyeshadow palette. Don't have to. And if I get to 5 points, I may not buy a new eyeshadow palette. My goal is to save as much I can during the first 6 months, because the last 6 months of the year is when I buy makeup, usually. So I will probably save my points, except for something I really need, and I will transfer that over to the second half of the year. And when we get to that point, I'll come up with all new things. But this is for the first 6 months. So 5 points banked equals a new eyeshadow palette. I can do that. Then I decided I'm working on a pan that palette. I'm working on panning a palette. My goal for that palette was 3 pans. If I hit 3 pans in my Born to Run palette, I can purchase a palette. So I got a little more incentive to hit the pans in my palette. So 3 pans in my Born to Run palette gets me a new palette. Then random pans. Say I'm in another, I'm using another eyeshadow palette, and I hit pan on a different, something I'm not actively panning. 1 pan, it could be my bronzer, it can be a highlighter, it can be a blush, another eyeshadow palette. I hit 1 pan, that equals a point. But my panning points do not get me an item. So if I hit pan on a bronzer, that doesn't get me a new item. That gets me a point towards another eyeshadow palette. So panning points are only good for eyeshadow palettes, to get eyeshadow palettes. So I know it sounds a little confusing. I'm going to put it down in the description down below. I'll make this make a little more sense. So it's 6 months long. 1 point equals 1 item, except for panning. I pan something, that equals a point towards a palette. And I'm giving myself 5 points to start with. Now, the second half of the year, that's when Huda releases her big palettes. She does 1 a year. I always buy the Huda big palette. I mean, that's just a given. I don't always buy her small palettes, but I do buy usually her large palettes. So that comes out the second half of the year. All the Black Friday holiday sales are the second half of the year. That's when all the deals are. That's when I tend to spend money on makeup. Not so much through the year, although I do spend some through the year. So that's why I'm giving myself a little leeway. If I want to buy a palette, then I need to pan some stuff or use up some stuff and build up some points so I can buy that palette. Now, I started with 5 points. I am planning on getting an eyeliner and probably an eyeliner brush. So 2 of my points will be gone. So, yeah. So, guys, tell me what you think. I'm going to give this a go. See how well I can do this. I'll keep you updated. I'll do check-ins. I won't say monthly because I might not have anything monthly. But when I do have something to share, I will share it with you. And I'm just going to see how this works out. So, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, I'd love it if you would subscribe. Any questions or comments, just leave them down below. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.